this out.
On day one, Kevin Vandam caught the biggest bass of his tournament career. 11 pounds, 13 ounces. A Lewisville lake record. Biggest ever in the Elite 50 series. Add 4 other fish, and he leads day one by 7 pounds. A fish like that gets people talking.
It's luck. It's all luck. I tell you what, guy ain't got no skills. His talent's low. I don't understand how he done it.
Yeah, I think it's magic. It's beyond skill. It's to magic.
He reminds me of a blue herring. I don't know how he got that fish in the boat. I really don't. It should have towed him out of there.
It's one of them deals where sometimes you just sit back in amazement. I mean, I seen Keith Lockhart hit a home run one time in the post-series game, and that's kind of how I felt like it happened. It served up old gutter ball, and he smashed it. I'm still amazed that he caught it.
That's what you come to Texas for right there.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
So for KVD, who's almost done it all, won the series championship, qualified for the semis or the finals in every E50 event, and now caught the biggest fish ever in an E50, there's only one thing left to do: win the tournament.
The Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail.
You bring the top 50 bass fishermen in the world to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and what do you get? Well, that is a recipe for instant crowd, the mob scene almost. These people are here to see their heroes, and there's a lot of people in this area. Around Lake Lewisville, just north of Dallas, about 30,000 acres, a big, big bass fishing area. Even on the water, take a look at how the fans are turning out to watch big-time fishing in action. Boy, they are ready for a big-time tournament, and we are ready for 2 giant days of fishing, Jerry McInnes. All sorts of expectations coming into Lewisville. They might not catch fish, or there might not be a crowd. Oh, my gosh. Well, all that's out the door.
And I tell you what, week after week, Iaconelli and Vandam just won't let up. It doesn't seem. And I think every bass fisherman in Texas found that out, and they came to see it.
They were there to see the battle, and what a battle it is so far on the Elite 50 series. This is the 3rd event, and the man in charge so far is Mike Iaconelli. Showed out well in the first tournament at Smith Lake in Alabama. Got himself a 2nd place last time at Lake Dardanelle over there in Russellville. Davey Height was, of course, the winner there. He's right behind Vandam in this one, too. This guy will not let go. I think he wants the title this year.
And, you know, we continually, every week, we talk about qualifying for the Classic. Well, the Bassmaster Classic is the holy grail to every bass fisherman out there. And so everything is so important, not just who wins these events, but did I finish 35th or 32nd? I need to move up a little. I have to make the Classic.
And the top 10 from the E50s go into the Classic. They're fighting as hard for 10th place, some of them, as they are fighting for first place. But we got to get back. It would be like ignoring an elephant in the room if we didn't go back to that giant fish that Kevin Vandam caught on day one.
A classic champion, a former Angler of the Year 3 times. It's KVD, Kevin Vandam. There's 4 fish, but I believe there's one missing because I know that says 5, and I believe I saw him 2 bagging here a second ago. 2 bags ain't what you want to see. Check this out. Hello, that is a Lewisville largemouth right there. Oh my goodness. That's a giant.
That's what you come to Texas for right there.
Everything's bigger in Texas. How about 11 pounds, 13 ounces, new pure leader big bass. And KVD, with 24.2 on the scales, improves on his 20 pounds and 2 ounces that had him in that number 10 spot.
It kind of changed my outlook a little bit when I caught that one. I had no idea how big it was. It was fighting really hard. It kind of came up and boiled. It really didn't jump, and I couldn't see it because of the sun. And I went down to lift it, and I was thinking it was going to be a 4 or 5 pounder. And when it popped up, I almost had to clean my pants.
The reaction is understandable, but Kevin Vandam is not done yet. He's still wailing on this field, administers another severe beating on day 2. 15 pounds, 14 ounces, again, the biggest catch of the day, and 40 pounds total for 2 days, Jerry McInnes. That is awesome. Nobody expected anything like that, and you got to tell us how he did it.
Look, I've got his lure wadded up in my hand.
Doesn't look like much.
Record-catching lure. Isn't much. Isn't this something? A little 6-inch Strike King finesse worm on a 1/4 ounce head. So many times, not just this tournament, but all year long, this thing has proved successful for our anglers. Kevin is throwing this on 8-pound test line. Obviously fishing it very, very slow. He has his hook buried back in the worm where it's weedless. And again, he's fishing it so slow in about 7 or 8 feet of water.
All right, well, 11 pounds, 13 ounces again. That's the Lewisville Lake record. Kevin Vandam eclipsing Roy Ferris's 11.34 pounds set back in 1995. The man right behind him, well, not exactly right behind him, within 13 pounds.
Yeah.
Anyway, is Mike Iaconelli. That's who's got some catching up to do, along with the rest of the field. Let's take a look at him. Edwin Evers, he's won an event this year. Gerald Swindle, last year's Angler of the Year. Randy Howell, the first winner of an E50. Larry Nixon in there at the star-studded field. They're going to get underway on the 6-hole course when we come back.
Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail is brought to you by Citgo and Mercury Marine, by Lowrance and Cialis.
Elite 50 stop number 3, Lake Lewisville, Texas. First 2 days, a blowout for Kevin Vandam, including an almost 12-pound bass. Now we're ready for day number 3. The scores are back to 0. 12 anglers fishing a 6-hole course, and we are ready to get underway. There's the crowd at the Sneaky Pete Marina there. We're ready to head out. And Mike Iaconelli is the guy who's behind Kevin Vandam, but behind by a long way.
I'm gonna tell you something, we'll say it again. It never gets old. Absolutely never gets old. Making the cut, the excitement, the energy, the fans, the opportunity to win an E50 never gets old. Here we go, boys.
A little bit of a delay because of weather this morning, but we're underway now. Anglers heading for the 6-hole course, and the fans are heading there too. If you remember the Classic on Lake Wiley last year, this should look familiar.
I'm gonna tell you something. Awesome diehard fans in Texas. This is amazing. Chance of torrential rain, torrential thunderstorms, and there's fans all over. That's crazy. It's awesome. They're just as nutty as we are. A whole bunch of them waiting over here, too. Oh, my God, this is crazy.
Jerry, I guess these anglers have at least 2 ways of approaching this new water here.
Hey, you know what? Mark Davis, he said it right here on the show a few weeks ago. Do not bring the technique that you qualified with to the course. Start from scratch. I don't know which one is right, but hey, Mark Davis should know.
It's pretty simple. In the holes where I can find similar conditions to what I fish in the qualifying rounds, I'm going to fish that same way. I'm going to fish shallow, visible wood. I'm going to target all the visible cover. You know, what I figured out last week when I made the cut down in Russellville, you can't effectively fish deep. You can't learn it quick enough in an hour. So I really believe that your best way to approach these holes is to fish the visible cover, and that's what I'm going to concentrate on today. Big one. Yeah, it's a monster. Yeah! Yeah! Wow! I told you that log was going to have a tree. Woo! That's how we do it in Texas. Woo! Oh, that's a nice one, dude. What are you looking at? That's the way to start out the day right there. What? 3-pounder. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, we start from 0 on day number 3, so it's Mike Iaconelli with the lead. Part of Lake Lewisville lies west of Interstate 35. Jerry, that's the part that is our course today.
And our ground rules are pretty simple. We have 12 boats on the course, 2 per hole, and they got about 1 hour to fish, and they're going to rotate. And I love this format. It is a thinking, planning nightmare for these guys. I wouldn't want to do it in every event, every week, but for the E50s, it's perfect.
Like Rick Clunn said when he was on the show a few weeks ago, you have to use your water reading skills, your fish finding skills pretty much every hour on the hour.
And kick it in gear quickly.
Get it done fast, and you can't get it done if you don't really understand the system. It takes a while to get used to.
It's on the round. See, this is the island here. It's got a canal goes behind it, too. It's over in here somewhere.
Man, Russ, I don't understand.
Will you start in 3?
Yeah,
I'll come back.
Remember this channel swing bank? Remember, that's right where the channel goes up.
All right, you come back by, and that big tree's right here.
I really made a mistake on choosing this. I had the rotation really screwed up. I don't know why I thought I'd be going the other direction, but that's my fault. this may work out. I mean, everything happens for a reason, so. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna catch him today. Okay, so I can fish the backside of this island in 3 then.
There's a little spot on that island that's in 3, but everything back this side's in 3. 5 comes to like right here.
I'm kind of questioning my decision right now. I don't know. It's a long idle back in here, but just have to wait and see.
Evers over to Kevin Vandam. He got the first pick based on his high finish and wasted no time. He picked hole number 6, the easternmost part of the course, right up against that big I-35 highway bridge.
And we talk about these guys having no practice on the lake, which is a fact, but they do get to run the course the evening before. And the thing that impressed Kevin Vandam most about the whole course, actually, was all the bait fish out there, all the shad. They were everywhere. And so you are going to see Kevin Vandam switch from his little finesse worm on many occasions and start throwing that spinnerbait, which is the perfect bait in an area where there are lots of bait fish.
Oh, God. Just shad, just killing that blade. That tells me I'm doing the right thing. Pounding it.
There are a lot of shad back on the course. There's a lot of wind and murky water, and that will always add up to, I better throw a spinnerbait some. Of course, Kevin is the best with that spinnerbait.
That's what I wanted to see. I'm all in now.
Kevin and his followers wanted to see that. Still to come, the 2004 and the 2005 Anglers of the Year in action on our 6-hole course. Don't go away. We got a lot more to come. 11 pounds, 13 ounces. That's the way this Elite 50 event got underway on Lake Lewisville in Texas. Kevin Vandam, the biggest bass of his tournament career, a new lake record. But now we're into day 3 of the competition. The scores of 0, 12 anglers shooting for 6 spots in the finals. A catch like that, will it get inside an angler's mind? Let's ask the 2004 Angler of the Year.
I think the fish is the one to beat. You can't pay any attention to him, man. I mean, you can't let that get inside your head. He had something figured out there. Somebody's got to figure it out in there. It's 2 different tournaments. He won the first one, and he did a great job doing it, but it's tournament number 2 now, baby. And it's behind 35 Bridge.
Gerald has hit it on the nose, hasn't he, Tommy? 2 tournaments in 1. Actually, there's just 1 tournament. That first little deal just gets you to the real tournament. The tournament started this morning, didn't it?
Gerald Swindle, 13-11 on day 1, 11-15 on day 2. He's been super solid thus far, but he's got to get it going now. Still looking for his first win with the Bassmasters. That's kind of hard to believe.
It is. It just seems like he's always in there, always around close, but he has not won yet. But, Tommy, let me ask you this. Do you know anybody that can liven up a dull weigh-in more than Gerald Swindle?
That guy has got more material than the top 3 comedians in the world combined. He must sit and write all night. He's got to sell some of this stuff sometimes.
And you know what? I think that. You know, did Gerald practice that? How did he know to say that there? He's got a line. He's got the fastest words in the South.
When you think of Gerald Swindle, you kind of think of the same sort of skill set as Kevin Vandam. Able to improvise, throw a lot of stuff at these fish, really get something going and really scratch something out at the last minute.
And be spectacular casters. I don't know if anybody pays that much attention to that. Both he and Kevin Vandam are magic with the rod and reel.
Got me in a tree. Got me in a tree. It's a big one.
Swindle over to Ike Anelli. Remember when Ike caught his first fish, he said, I'm going to target every stump, every log, every piece of wood on this course today.
That was about my second or third cast, too, in that same spot. You just got to keep, with this crankbait, you got to keep changing the angles. Because what happens is it deflects off that wood, and it never hits off that wood the same way twice. Every time you cast, it's a little different angle. And so you're changing direction of the bait, and it's just the deflection of the bait is what triggers the bite.
Sometimes they say race fans go out to see a wreck. I think these people are here to see a guy go Ike. Look at all the boats there.
I bet you anything, fellas are fishing at home on the weekend, and they catch a fish, and they go crazy, and they call it going Ike. That's becoming the standard everywhere. But, oh, man, you know, I've said this over and over again. Mike, he talks the talk, but he can walk the walk, too. That boy can catch the fish.
Ah! Woo! Woo! I'm holding like a salami. Think they like that crank? Oh, try it out.
Ike with 2 fish. Now to our 2005 Citgo Angler of the Year. Clinched the deal on Table Rock Lake in Missouri, the last event of the regular season. Lives in Alabama, but originally from California. He's never won a Bassmaster event outside of California. Aaron Martens.
That was close. Hopefully won't need him.
Hopefully he won't. That could have been a keeper.
Oh,
then.
Man, you watch that happen, and you think, how's that going to play out towards the end of the day?
All depends whether it's fishing slow or fishing fast today, and we've yet to find that out.
Hey, Tommy, and what's the chances of having the Angler of the Year from this year and last year in the same hole water at the same time? They are paired in the same hole.
Pretty neat deal. Swindle and Martens.
Oh, he's me close. Keep going. Toward fishy. So all they have are poles in this place. Oh, around a chain and a steel pole. My goodness, I'd be scared. Oh. Eat it again, dude. Come on. Come on. I know you see it. You're looking at it. Like, what is that? I think it got away from me last time. No? Uh-uh. That's a good one. Stay away from the rope. Yeah, go this way. Watch the motor. God, the rope's all around. Come on, baby. These fish I need. These are the ones I need right here. Come on. Ha ha! Man, these fish pull, man. That's a good fish, though. But he pulled hard, I'll tell you. You put a battle up, dude. You're fat. You got a nice belly. That's a good one. That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot better than this little 14 inches. Wow. God. Ah, God, why couldn't I find this a little earlier? I want like 5 more minutes, dude. I got like 2 minutes left. I can't say nothing, man. Hurry, 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 hurry. I gotta get another cast in there. Hey, live holes. Oh, there's no time. I'd rather get the limit quick. That was cool, man. That's how it's supposed to be. Do you believe that? It was like 3, boom, boom, boom. As fast as I could pitch in there. There's another dock right there. I didn't fish that one. Damn! You got nothing on me, Gerald. You're done, dude. Your goose is cooked.
Oh, it's on Angler of the Year versus Angler of the Year. Just one of the good stories we got working here at this Lake Lewisville E50 event. We'll be back right after this.
I want like 5 more minutes, dude. I got like 2 minutes left.
Dude,
I got my limit back there off that shallow dock. Just got my 5th one.
Did you really?
About a 4 1/4.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You lie. You're a liar.
Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trails Elite 50 Series, stop number 3, Lake Lewisville, Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is 3rd day action trying to qualify for the finals. Aaron Martens in the lead, stopped and caught himself 3 fish out of 1 spot in period number 1. We're about to switch to period number 3 now, skipping 2. Did a little taunting of Gerald Swindle when he caught those fish, and I don't think we're going to leave it at that.
Hey! Dude! I got my limit back there off that shallow dock. Just got my 5th one.
Did you really?
About a 4 1/4.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You lie. You're a liar.
This thing would probably be good if I had a little bit more time, you know, to come here and practice it. There's probably a sweet spot in here, but good God, it's so massive. You've only got an hour, so, you know, just how much can you do in an hour, brother?
Well, Gerald, you really can't do much. In fact, you probably need to stay with 2 lures, 2 patterns, and just kind of take your chances.
That's a big one. Got me around the log. Stay on. I think he just come off. No, he's still on there. He's still on there. I think he come off now. I don't see him flopping no more. I don't think I got him no more. Oh, yeah, dude. Well, he ain't what I thought he'd be. That's gonna leave a mark.
All right, our first look at Kenyon Hill. Kenyon Hill, who had a great tournament, won it, as a matter of fact, the last regular season event back in 2003 off the Coosa River on Lake Jordan there in Alabama. Caught a lot of those big spotted bass there. A lot of current in that lake, and vegetation, too. You got neither one here.
But Tommy, that's what it is. Kenyon just was so mad at those spotted bass over in Alabama. But Kenyon is a great angler. He's a guy that is due to win another one of these E50s. You know what? I like I like the speed that Kenyon fishes. Right now he's fishing a Carolina rig, and you would initially think, oh my goodness, that fish is too slow for the course here. You've only got this 1 hour. Boy, you got to keep it moving. Well, maybe that's not right. Maybe there's a lot to be said for just being very patient. And you know what? I tell you how to explain it, Tommy. I think you should fish very slowly, fast.
All right, I'll write that one down. A couple of fish now for Kenyon Hill, so he's serious. Wants to make it into the top 6, who will fish on championship day. Over to Edwin Evers, had a little trouble getting the course figured out first thing today. Now he's into him, it looks like.
From one Oklahoma angler to another Oklahoma angler. Here's a youngster that, as we say every time we see him, boy, this guy's going to be a superstar, and he does catch the fish. Hey, that fish looked like it was foul hooked. Actually, it was foul hooked, but that was legal because that was a swing bait, a crankbait, and it took a swipe at his lure and accidentally caught himself. So that was legal.
And they're not eating it very good. I've got them hooked on the back hook and hooking them in the head.
Well, the good fish seem to be coming in threes for a lot of our anglers here today.
And you know, you're not supposed to really set goals. You should just go fishing, but you have to have it in your mind that a fish, a hole, will get it done for you. And Ike and Ellie and Edwin are right on course.
This is exactly what I was fishing in the qualifying rounds. Exactly. Real steep 45 rocky banks. I'm in 13 foot of water here. This is perfect. Fish are in about 8 to 10 foot of water. I need a keeper here. I need at least one out of this hole.
5-pounder. Woo! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. You see that thing jump? Look like it's salmon.
Woo! Iaconelli doing very, very well on day number 3.
Woo!
We noted earlier that Kevin Vandam switched to a spinnerbait when he saw all the bait in this course. Will he stay with it, even if he starts to lag behind? That and more coming your way on the Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail.
Citgo Bass Insider.
Kevin Vandam's 11-pound, 13-ounce giant bass certainly set the tone for him to take a comfortable 2-day lead in the Citgo Bassmaster Elite 50. Blunkers in that range have that type of impact because they don't show up very often. As a matter of fact, Vandam's Purolator Big Bass is the largest on tour since 2001 and the 4th largest ever caught in Citgo Bassmaster Tour history. The largest caught by Mark Menendez during the '97 Bassmaster Megabucks event
13-pound, 8 ounces!
on Richland Chambers, just a couple of hours away from Lake Lewisville. Big bass, though, historically haven't helped anglers win a Bassmaster event. Menendez finished 8th in the 1997 Megabucks, and of the top 10 largest bass ever caught, the lucky angler catching that fish did not go on to win the event.
The Bass Insider has been brought to you by Citgo.
Elite 50, number 3, Lake Lewisville, Texas. We got 12 anglers trying to make the cut down to 6. As we take a look at our scoreboard, we see that Michael Iaconelli is on top and Randy Howell, the bubble boy right now, he's got some more work to do if he wants to make the cut to 6. He's struggling. Another man who's really struggling is Gerald Swindle, and he'll tell you about it.
Hole number 2 sucked. Hole number 3 sucks harder than hole number 2. Looks like hole number 4 may suck as much as these. 7 more minutes and I'm out of jail. Like been in the penalty box right here.
Swindle, former Angler of the Year, fishing in the same hole as current Angler of the Year, Aaron Martens. These guys been ribbing each other a little bit, back and forth all day.
I caught one in this scrappy hole, but he's no keeper. Aaron! Just thought I'd psych you out a little bit. He's no big one.
Swindle looking to get something, anything going. The man who's had it going on today, Mike Iaconelli, and I think he's found himself a really good spot now.
This is as close to being a perfect spot as it gets right here. Minus the bolts of lightning. This is, if you look at the way the spot's set up, you have a 45-degree angle bank right here, real deep, 8 to 10 foot out in front of it, and all back in here is a big spawning flat. So this is exactly what they've been doing, is they've been posting up on these areas. They're done to spawn, and they slide right to these deeper 45s. This is perfect. It's exactly what I want right here.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, it's a big one. God, it's a good one. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. Oh. Yeah! 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 Woo! Yeah! Good fish.
These little thunderstorms aren't scaring you, huh?
No, sir. Okay, we got enough time for one more. Then finish our limit right here. Come on.
The lightning strikes, then Iaconelli strikes, so we got lots of electricity going here. Time for our Toyota hole count. The #1 hole so far, hole number 1 right there where we saw Iaconelli catch that fish.
And guess what the best periods were? There were 7 fish caught in the first period and the third period, and that's 11 to 12 and 1 to 2.
Back over to hole number 6. Once again, we pick up Edwin Evers. Saw him catch those 3 good ones right in a row right there. He's put himself right in the middle of things.
Oh!
You all right? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sorry.
No sweat.
Being a cameraman can hurt sometimes. That one had to hurt a little bit.
Tommy, that hurt me.
Me too. Edwin Evers, all kind of distractions today. Kind of got tangled up at the start. Really didn't get his hole squared away. Didn't start or wind up where he wanted to wind up. And he has made the best of it. Looks like another keeper there.
Another keeper there, and he's also knocked off one cameraman, so he has had a day of it, hasn't he?
You got to go get another one for him real quick.
Ain't even my smallest one.
Yeah, roses.
What you doing, man? Doing a what? Oh. Cool. I'll be out of your way in a minute. He's gonna propose. I can't fish this spot. He's asking me to get out of here because he's fixing to get in that little kick boat and propose to his wife, or to, I guess, his hoping she says yes. Are you nervous?
A little bit. I said 20 bucks makes me more nervous.
Heck, we got ESPN camera right here. He's gonna propose. Yeah, really. I'd be nervous. I bet this is like the spot where they first kissed or something. How much longer till she gets here?
I think it's 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
He's got roses all down the map.
He does?
Yeah.
He's got roses all down.
Behind up in the trees in the camouflage here. Video.
You are. Is this like the spot where you first kissed her or something? Yeah? All right, we'll leave you alone. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you. Thanks.
How long you been dating her?
Couple weeks, I don't know.
All right. He's not too excited about the camera. He's kind of nervous. He doesn't want an audience. I guess I would be too, but we kind of need to put it on ESPN too.
A million stories here in the big town. Just one of them. That one was romantic right there.
Can you imagine many years from now looking back on, hey, do you remember the day we got married, honey, and them fishermen were on the bank there? They should be glad that they ran into Edwin Evers and not Gerald Swindle.
Exactly. We're going to switch to period 5, hole 4. Kevin Vandam, who needs to manufacture something now. He's fallen off the board.
There was 10 million shad in here. I idled through there yesterday and stirred them up with my engine, and there was literally 10 million, maybe even 11.
Kevin Vandam sticking with the spinnerbait. Is that surprising?
Oh, heck no, man. Let's face it, Kevin is the best with the spinnerbait. We've established that there's 11 million bait fish back in this area. The whole course is full of bait fish. We have a little bit of off-color water today. We've got the wind kicking up. Boy, that's got spinnerbait fishing written all over it.
Maybe Kevin Vandam can use it to unlock this course he needs to get back on the board. Will he be rising and Aaron Martens falling? We'll find out when we come back.
This seemed awfully tough.
Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trails Elite 50 Series, the top 50 anglers in the world. Started this tournament on Lake Lewisville in Texas. We are down to 12. We're fishing a 6-hole course today, trying to be the 6 who survived to fish on championship day. There's your leaderboard. Mike Iaconelli on top, tied by Brian Snowden. Man on the bubble right now, our angler of the year, Aaron Martens, and now Iaconelli doing what he said he'd do all day long, throw at logs, stumps, anything made out of wood.
Remember, we zeroed the weights going in this particular day when we cut to 12. We will not do that tomorrow. So although Iaconelli is leading, he needs to start putting some fish in the boat, and Patty's lead.
I seem like I got the pattern here. Just they're in all these log jams. It's definitely the pattern up here. I fished a lot of those straight banks, and you can't get bit on a straight bank, but you get to a log jam, you get bit. That's definitely the deal. And it's got some current flowing through it. Look at that bait. Jeez Louise. Eat it! Ah!
3-pounder. Yeah!
Man, I hooked my hat and everything.
Oh, yeah!
Boy, he ate that stone jig. Woo! Live it, baby! God, he ate it in that driftwood pile. I knew it, man. God, it looked too good. Yeah!
Iaconelli with a limit. Conditions like this, obviously, that is a precious thing. So Mike Iaconelli with the pad Jerry was talking about earlier. He moves on. We're going to skip period number 6. No fish really caught during that period. Into happy hour. The final hour and 20 minutes of fishing. The anglers can go anywhere on the 6-hole course they want to go. And Kevin Vandam's story. What a tale. He just beat the field by 13 pounds through the first day of this tournament, but they zero the weights to start this day number 3, and he has been struggling. 2 fish early on today, so he's got to get something going, and it has to happen in this happy hour. But we know Kevin Vandam does some of his best work in the shank of the day, so to speak.
Yeah, and it is, you know, it is kind of a shame that you have to start to 0. 49 guys think that's a good idea. One always thinks don't do that.
Exactly.
But Kevin Vandam has had such a great tournament. You know what? Something that I have noticed here. At the beginning of the day, he was fishing, I think, I saw the bait hanging over the side of the boat there. He was fishing with a little silver willow leaf blade. And right now, he has a gold Indiana blade. He's got a larger blade on right now, and that will allow him to fish a little bit slower. It almost forces you to fish a little bit slower. So that could be a big deal here. That could be a real key to him catching a few extra fish, fishing a little bit slower.
The wind has been blowing all day, but if you notice now, it is really, really howling. Does that play in his favor with the spinnerbait?
Well, you know, that's been a tough thing, I think, for all the guys. You know, again, when they were out on the big lake, the main lake, the water was very clear there. Your techniques, your style was something. Boy, now Kevin is looking a lot better. And
yeah.
But your style and your technique out there was a lot different than when you get into this murky water. Now, this is water that the boats have stirred up a little bit, and if you'll remember, last night we had a pretty good little rain, and that muddied up that creek back there. So that and the wind is really giving these guys some off-color water.
Aaron Martens in a spot you'll recognize from earlier in the day. This is where he caught 3 early on. He's looking to make some magic happen again. He needs for it to happen.
Oh, God, no. Oh, that was a good bite. That wasn't a little one. I thought this was 8-pound line. Oh, damn, I tried. I gave my full effort. It was brutal. I tried everything. I don't think the crank was working very good. I'm thinking maybe a rig deeper or something that some guy caught him. A rig or a shaky head, 20 feet of water, I don't know. It just seemed awfully tough.
That's where Aaron had some magic this morning, catching 3 keepers that put him in the game. He missed that one right there. He'd just been knocked off the board by this man, Vandam, and boy, that may have been a shot at getting back into the top 6 now. Kevin Vandam, he struggled himself earlier in the day, but he stuck to his guns. He's got that spinnerbait working, and now he's looking solid to make the Super 6.
Kevin is in good shape right now. And you know what? He's just good, Tom. He's probably the best out there right now. And to succeed on the tour these days, it's tough. To succeed in the E50s are a little bit tougher. Then you get thrown onto this course for the final, and it's like he's going to help his cause right here. But you get thrown on the course. I guess what I'm saying is the competition either beats you up or it sends you to another level, and you know which level Kevin goes to. So I'm guessing that the competition is making him show his stuff.
All right, well, Kevin Vandam now really solid to make it into the top 6. That's a relief for him. But another 5 guys are really sweating it out. Maybe not Iaconelli, but the rest of them. We'll have 6 survivors ready to go to the finals. The weigh-in when we come back.
The Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail is brought to you by Toyota, Berkeley Trilene, Purelator, Motor Guide.
The Lake Lewisville Elite 50 started with a great day of fishing. that saw one of the sport's true superstars bring in the big fish of his tournament career. 11 pounds, 13 ounces. Kevin Vandam holds the new lake record and backs it up with 4 other keepers for a total over 24 pounds. A huge lead.
That's what you come to Texas for right there.
Day 2, and Vandam dishes out more of the same. No Goliath fish, but still a 15-14 limit. And when the day is done, he's lapped the field with a 12.5-pound lead over second place Mike Iaconelli. The trouble is, they restart the race after day 2. The field is cut to 12, the scores go back to 0, and everyone is fishing for the top 6 spots, the survivors who will fish on championship day. Imagine how Vandam feels when his day starts out slow, really slow. But the thing is that it's slow for everyone, with the exception of one Michael Iaconelli. Ike gets the fish going. He gets the Ike thing going. He's caught a good limit, well over 10 pounds. But Vandam is the classic grinder, and he's got a limit too, though nowhere near as good as Iaconelli's. Otherwise, tough for everyone. It was equally tough for Dustin Wilkes and Kevin Worth. They both come in with 0 keepers.
I did all I could do.
It's go time, Texas. Let me hear you. Let's light this candle.
Larry Nixon takes the early lead with 4 that weigh 7 pounds, 6 ounces. Brian Snowden comes right behind with 4 that are much better. 11-15 will put him in good position for tomorrow. 2 small ones for Luke Clausen. He'd have loved to finish higher and get closer to Classic qualifying.
Just went out looking for something, never really found anything today.
Kenyon Hill is another one who excels in this format, but his 3 fish are small. Gerald Swindle, always ready with an honest assessment of his experience on Lake Lewisville.
I'm going to give you an update on the fishing report, and it is poor at best. Very poor. Hole number 1, slightly productive, and rounding off 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 up. Yeah, I think I got them all. Yeah.
The bubble guys are shaping up to be Randy Howell and Aaron Martens.
Pretty tight. Everybody had a kind of tough day, so I'm counting it down right now. You know, I can't wait to find out when I get on stage. So I try to talk to these guys, and they jerky string a lot of times. But I'm counting myself down to about 6, depending on what Aaron Martens. Be between me and him, I think, for 6.
I can see it's gonna be close. It's me or Randy, I think.
Randy Howell weighs in 5 pounds, 11 ounces. Aaron Martens is just behind him with 5'9". Edwin Evers has been solid all week and has just enough to pick up a spot in the final with 6'2". Iaconelli knows he's done well, but he's not thinking trophy case just yet.
I don't think that's a lead means anything out here, especially when I'm looking back at those guys, you know, at Kevin and Aaron and guys of that caliber. You can never feel safe out there, you know. I'm going to go fish and concentrate on the bites, concentrate on the fish, try to void them out. But at the same time, I don't feel comfortable.
Iaconelli with a 12-13 limit gets the lead to take to the final day.
Mentally, as tough a day as you can possibly have, because things did not go well for me today. They didn't start well. I fished exceptionally well. Everything's gone my way. I caught a big fish earlier in the week. Today, total opposite.
He scratched out a limit, but 8.5 is a far cry from 24-2. Vandam is 3rd.
Stand up and make some noise for your number 6 qualifier, Randy Howell. With 6 pounds and 2 ounces, taking the number 5 spot, Edwin Evers. Number 4 qualifier with 7 pounds and 6 ounces, Mr. Megabucks, Larry Nixon. He's the number 3 qualifier with 8 pounds and 8 ounces, Kevin Vandam. He had a big day today. Brian Snowden from Missouri stand on up. And the number 1 qualifier who leads the E50 points race with 12 pounds and 13 ounces today. Give it up for Ike, Mike Iaconelli.
Well, it was a 12-pounder that blew it out the first 2 days. What's the chances of that happening again on the final day?
Sayers, you're spoiled so easily. Of course there's not going to be another 11-pounder caught.
But you never know.
We've got 6 good guys out there. It could happen.
That's a fact. Well, I got 2 possible turning points to pitch at you right here. Number 1, Aaron Martens lost a good fish early on in the day. It lost another good one in the happy hour. Either one would have cost him making it into the cut. That's one turning point. Also, Kevin Vandam in the happy hour goes in, gets his 3 keepers to fill out his limit.
Well, I tell you what, I think Kevin may have made it anyhow. That fish that jumped off in the very first period cost Aaron dearly, so that would be his turning point anyway.
That is our Citgo turning point of the tournament so far. Now let's take a look at our Toyota hole count. Hole number 1 and hole number 5 tied for the most fish caught at 6.
And the best periods didn't change from earlier. Number 1 and number 3. There were 7 fish caught in each one of those periods, and that's from 11 to 12 and from 1 to 2.
All right, 24 pounds, 2 ounces on day number 1. That puts Kevin Vandam in the number 6 spot on the Bush Shootout. If someone's going to knock him out of that, they're going to have to get better than 24.2 tomorrow, and that brings the big fish back into play there. We'll see what happens. We're going to have a bang-up finish at Lake Lewisville. That's coming next time on the Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail.
Big one. Yeah, monster.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to Bassmaster.com.
Wow!